Me dan 2 minutos de silencio.
Good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, the 6th of April. Spring is definitely here. The weather is gorgeous. Hope you all got to enjoy this beautiful weekend we just had. So we are at the Women in Business Monthly meeting. And today's sponsor for this meeting is Ocean First Bank. So thank you to Ocean First. Our speaker today is Beatrice Osterheld from CARC, the Community and Resource Center, or Community Affairs and Resource Center. And she's also a board of directors member of the chamber. And I'm looking forward to hearing what you are going to share with us today.
Thank you, Therese. So like they say, I am the executive director and CEO of Community Affairs and Resource Center, which is a nonprofit who has been in existence since 1984. I am in this position for the last 10 years, and I'm very proud of it. I took an agency that was almost ready to close doors when I started with 7 staff members, and now we have 28 staff members 10 years later, and we had increased our budget from, I think it was $400,000 to over $3 million. So like I said, we have worked very hard to accomplish all of this. Therese, can you share them?
Yep.
Okay, so our mission really is to empower and strengthen our families to be self-sufficient. That's one thing that in every program that we have, that's what we're doing. CARC addressed the need of the underserved community. And since COVID, we now serve everybody, because even the people who didn't have any needs before, now they're having a lot of issues and need. We have several programs. They're in the chat, and they're in the PowerPoint. You want to go forward, Therese?
Yeah.
Next one.
I'm seeing the
next one.
Okay,
yeah.
Sorry.
So some of our programs, so that people have an idea, for example, our lead prevention program, we serve from Middlesex all the way to Atlantic City. We have an energy assistance program that we also serve in 4 counties. And we have offices in Ashbury, in Freehold Borough, in Keyport, and our newest office is in Lakewood in the Ocean County. One of our strongest program that we have is the homeless prevention program. We serve the community that sometimes they're in need of that push to be able to move from one place to the other. We can pay their deposit, we can pay the first month rent. Now with the pandemic, we have something called rapid rehousing. That means we can pay up to 3 months of your rent moving forward. We also received last year the First Lady Pandemic Relief Fund. That was great because we were able to serve the community that did not qualify for a lot of the federal programs. And we were lucky enough that we received another funding from them like 2 weeks ago. So that was a great surprise for us. So we also are a training provider for the state of New Jersey. What does that mean? It means that everybody in the county who is taking what it used to be called welfare is called now TANF or GA, or receiving SNAP, which is food stamps. So they all have to come to our building for 4 weeks. Our goal is to find them employment. Now with COVID, all of that is being doing virtual. Also, we have one person in our staff that all she does is find employment for people. Another program that we have that is very successful is our Eat Healthy program, which is also virtual now, which we teach people how to find and buy produce and healthy food in a budget. And it's a series of 4 meetings, and we do Zumba classes, we do cooking classes, and at the end, everybody get a ShopRite gift card. We are also being very proactive with family violence, sexual assault, and domestic violence. We have been receiving several new grants in the last 6-7 months because with COVID, let's face it, a lot of the issues that happen in the home is people are all together too much. And some families live in very small quarters. So imagine working from home and having your child also studying from home. We also have an excellent program just for seniors. We do several classes all over. We have ESL, English as a second language. We have computer classes. We just gave some of our seniors tablets for free. And then we were teaching them how to use the tablet and how to come into Zoom and be part of some of our workshops. So since the pandemic, because that's now what everybody's talking, you can go to the next series. The office have been open since June 15. Next one, Therese. Thank you. The first 3 months we were open, but not in the building. Well, some of us were in the building. And what we have done is doing everything through Zoom or to the phone. But since June 15, we are accepting clients by appointment only, and they have to, they get the temperature taken, all the safety things, because I want to protect my staff. And I'm very happy to say that of my 28 staff, 26 of them already have both vaccines. 2 of them just received the first one. We have been very lucky, thanks to the VNA Community Health Center, which I'm a board member there. And we have got some vaccines from, actually some of my staff got it at CentraState and some of them got it at Riverview. So we have been very lucky with that. So since 2020, we deliver over 600 emergency food boxes. We did last summer a free farmers market, which it was free for everybody. And that was the most successful thing we have ever done. I have an organization to call me and say, we want to give you some funding for food. What would you do? But I don't want gift cards. Normally we give ShopRite gift card. So I say, how about if we do a farmer's market? Well, I've never done a farmer's market. So I have to study what it was, who I was going to order from. And it worked out. We did it every Friday last summer until like October. So that was really, really good. Since last year, we had distributed over 800,000 in rental assistance. And now since January, we started like a mini market every Friday. What we did, we ordered produce, but we put some canned food in the bottom of the bag. And then instead of letting them pick, we outside, they come and they pick up a bag of food every Friday. We have been doing resilience workshop every week, and it's just to teach the community how to cope with this pandemic. We have it in English and we have it in Spanish. Every week we did it since July, and I think that our last one is going to be next week. And we that was a grant from Roy Wood Johnson Foundation, and at the end they would get also a ShopRite gift card. We do a lot of workshops, and now they're all virtual. We have a great program for postpartum depression. We are partnered with Michigan University, and they have been really a godsend. We have a lot of pregnant women that are in a lot of stress because of the pandemic. So that would make it, we teaching them what the signs once that baby is delivered. So we have assistance with COVID-19. So what I mean by that is we have helped the community to get registered to get the vaccine. It's not as easy as people, for us it's easy, but when you don't have a smartphone, it has been very difficult. We help, the Freehold Borough did, we have had, the staff has been volunteering there at the fire department. They have been registering clients there. We have been doing it with the VNA in Ashbury. We registered them, then we send the list to them, then we call them for their appointment. So in general, we have done a lot of things that I never in my life thought we were going to be doing it. But with the pandemic, we all have to step up and help the community. So I think we do a lot of different things we work a lot with United Way. We have received funding through them for some rental assistance and some food insecurity. And we always try to help, doesn't matter who you are, what color, what language you speak. A lot of my staff are bilingual. Some of them are trilingual in Haitian Creole. So we have been serving the community for many, many years. And I'm very, very proud of what we have accomplished because we were a small agency before, and now we have different grants from the state, from foundations, and it had put us back in the map, which, I'm happy about it. The chamber has been a great support of us. We do one event every year, at which we have canceled last year. We canceled this year in May. And now it's supposed to be September 17 in person at the Sheraton Hotel in Eatontown. And I hope that it happened because, my board is, several of my board members are part of the chamber. Sherilyn is a board member, Tara is a board member, and Gerald is my board president. So right now, any questions? That's my presentation. Yeah. The next slide has all my information.
Oh, hold on, let me go back. I'll give you.
That's okay.
Hold on.
We can put it later in case they have any questions.
Hold on, let me just show them the slide with your information so they can write it down if they. Okay.
Yeah. Can I ask a question?
Sure. And anybody can reach me in my cell phone. That's my personal cell phone. So I always answer.
Beatrix, I will be reaching out to you, but do you have business cards that I can distribute? I run a food bank once a month in Long Branch, and This sounds like a service that would be really beneficial to our clients.
Yes, and we work a lot, and I will get them to you. We work a lot. I work a lot with Monmouth Family Health Center, so we work a lot. Actually, several times they have asked me to open an office in Long Branch, but I would need a specific grant for that. But we service, actually, with the Pandemic Relief Fund, we serve like 20% of the funding went to Long Branch residents. And actually 22% to Purpuro. So it's because, people get your name and your number, and everybody has been with the pandemic. The biggest thing and my biggest fear is that once this slow down, and they can do evictions, we're going to see evictions galore. Monmouth County has a lot of funding for rental assistance. They're working how to get an RFP out for that money. With Sandy, I'll give you an example what we did with Sandy. There was a program called Shrub, which we were able to give every family up to $15,000 who was affected by Sandy. We distribute $1.6 million. So what they're trying to do is something similar to that with the funding that they're receiving from CARES Act at the county level. And what they're not sure is, can we pay for 6 months of rent or a year rent? All those things, or they're going to put a money amount, you can spend $10,000 or $15,000, because we are afraid. We're getting calls from people, that before they were making 90 to 110,000. But now when this happened, even if they own a house, what happened with the mortgage if I can't pay the mortgage? So what we're trying and what we want them to do is to be sure that mortgage is included in this new program. So you'll be surprised the people that are in need, and the people who don't know, they need to apply for SNAP, which is food stamps. For example, Phil was yesterday all day in my building in Ashbury, and the line was like 10, 12, 15 people at a time. And they were just filling out application for SNAP and insurance. So the need there, and we don't see it because, we're all working from home. So it's not as, but when you start getting calls and somebody will tell you, I live in Fairhaven, I've never called asking for help. How can you help me? It's really sad. It just sometimes breaks my heart because we were not expecting this as a community, as a country, and it had affected everybody. But can you imagine the people who had jobs that they were making $10, $11, and now they don't have that job? So they have no food. Every time with the pandemic that we pay for rent, we also gave them $100 ShopRite gift card. So there's a lot of need out there.
Beatrice, I have a question.
Sure.
It kind of ties into what I do. How do you anticipate, or how do you see these? I heard, I don't know why, but I heard it was 80,000 evictions that are on hold. And for me, so I don't want to get into all the technical because it'll take a long time, but there's a lot of people that weren't paying their mortgage before. And then with the pandemic, you know, you couldn't use the forbearance, but got into some kind of plan, whatever. Eventually, just like it happened in 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, this is going to open floodgates. What do you see?
We have seen that. Actually, I was in a meeting with the county and they informed me that right now at the court in Freehold, there are 2,500 evictions notice that once it open, they're all going to be evicted. What we have been trying to do is work with the landlords. For example, if you owe 3 months, let's say you owe 6 months and I can pay them 3 months. Are you going to work with this tenant? Because I don't want to throw out 3 months of rent and then you're going to, months forth, you're going to tell them go out of there. So we have been working, a lot of tenants, the same way I say some of them are awful, some of the landlords are really working with us. And they will say, yes, they can pay me $200 extra a month. So that's the same thing is going to happen with the mortgage. What happened, you know, some banks are given, I know people have got 3 months that they don't have to pay the mortgage, but then they're asking.
Be careful with that.
Yeah, and the 4th month they have to pay. So I think that unless the state or the county, let's say Monmouth County, come with a way of avoiding this is in the next 3 months, we're going to see a lot of this happening.
Yeah, I think it's going to be on a state level too.
It's going to be at the state level, but
it's bigger.
But I'm just talking about Monmouth County receive a lot of funding. They have the money, they receive it. So now what they're working is how, not only how to distribute it, but how to make it in a fair way. Because, you know, if you owe 12 months, but you were receiving $600 extra every week, you should have paid some of it. So when somebody came to us, this is why we see people in person. Anybody with rental assistance, we see them in person, because it's not just paying the rent, it's just also case managing them and do a budget for them, is teaching them financial literacy. Because if moving forward, you're spending $200 a month in your nails and another $200 in your cell phone, that's not going to work moving forward. So
I was a HUD counselor in
you know,
a nonprofit local, and let me tell you something. And George is lucky because I brought that skill with me because I still counsel. 10% of people that are in trouble got in trouble because of this.
Exactly.
90% was having problems before, and if you don't fix that, you can give them a whole year's worth of rent. It won't change the situation.
It won't change. And I'm going to give you an example. We have an organization that just reached out to me last year. They were in construction. So they built this beautiful building, but 10 units are for low income. So we are case managing those 10 units in a monthly basis. Why? Because even though they're only paying $400 or $500 in rent, if they don't do it correctly, they will be evicted if they don't. So we go every month. I mean, we help them with the energy assistance. Now they don't have to pay their utilities because we have the program. One asked me if I could get them an air fryer, you know, silly things, but it's how you manage your funding. If you're only making $900 a month, you cannot go and spend $200 in a cell phone, you know, but some people don't get that because they feel, oh, it's going to come from somewhere else. Well, with the pandemic, no money's coming, no extra money is happening. So it's an education is hard because we have a community that was used to make $1,000 and spend $1,200 and put in a credit card $200. So it is a lot of education and a lot of them, they're okay. We have programs with the state with rapid rehousing, and we pay for 6 months their rent. They only had to pay 30%. And believe it, we have had people that the 6 months, we have to kick them out of the program because they were not even paying the 30%, even though they have the funding to do it.
No, I believe it. And so I'm going to, because I want to give time to a little bit of time to Heidi and Danielle. So I'm going to wrap up, Beatrice, but let me say that what you do is really important, and anybody and everybody here, now that we know what Beatrice does, we should get connected with her. Beatrice, I think you and I need to connect.
Okay, no problem.
Because you're speaking my language for the past 14 years.
Well,
So,
it is sad, and we are like us. There's other organizations in the county that, I mean, that work. I mean, we go to a lot of meetings, but you know, it's meetings that you learn a lot, and that's the only way we can work together. Thank you very much for having me.
thank you. And this was really important to hear. I didn't realize until I was hearing it, and it started to flood back all the memories of why I became a HUD counselor in 2007 and how many families I've helped. And actually, some people have Googled me and found me at Veitengruber Law, and I was able to help them 11 years later. So there is help out there, is what I'm trying to say, but you have to kind of want the help. That's a big, important part of it. Heidi and Danielle, I know that you hit a lot of traffic on the way here, and we get it because it was we saw that there was a lot of construction going on. Heidi, if you want to just quickly introduce yourself, and then Danielle.
Am I unmuted? Hi, I'm Heidi Neufeld. I am COO of Amazing Escape Room and Bury the Hatchet. Yeah, I kind of forgot. I'm sitting here, my calendar is right next to me, but actually,
Right.
I really don't even want to talk about me and what I do, because what Beatrice just opened the floodgates in my life. I do this not only because it's a career and a job, but the thing is that I work with 20-somethings and 30-somethings in this company, and it is all eye-opening. Before this, I worked at summer camp for 20 years, and the fulfillment I got out of my life is helping them realize their dreams and how they have to run their lives. And so a lot of what I do in my job is just being around young people keeps me young, and it helps them. How many people I've helped get COVID vaccines, like she was talking about, and just helping them manage their way through this pandemic. You know, I was lucky enough to be in my office every single day since last March, but we laid off 300 people, and to help them manage through this pandemic, and now being able to bring a lot of them back and helping them fulfill, you know, being able to get back into the workforce has really been very helpful. And just listening to Beatrice just brought it all full circle for why I stay in this job.
You know, it's funny. Anybody who knows me knows I meditate every morning, and I will not go on these calls unless I exercise first. And I follow somebody, David J. And it was only a 5-minute piece, and it was 5 minutes to get myself off of watching the clock. That goes very slow when you have to watch it. And it, you know, there's a reason we're in this moment right now. I'll leave it at that. And Beatrice, like I said, I didn't even realize how much I would be engrossed in what you had to say today, and how much it did flood back for me as well. So with that, and making people happy, Danielle, what do you do?
Sorry, I did not forget. I was helping my son with math, so but thank you. I had to laugh when you were saying about the traffic. Traffic from my son's room to mine. Danielle, Arno, ArtWorx events. I love to help people have fun and get creative. I host mobile and virtual art parties. I'm doing my first outdoor event of the season this weekend, and have many more coming up. Wine bottles, canvases, glasses, wood, jewelry, anything that you could want, mostly. I can make happen. Would love to work with any of you. I do fundraisers for any type of event. I do private events, corporate events, and I would love to work with you. And I customize all events. So if I don't tell you about a package that you're looking for, I'm happy to customize it to whatever you need or want.
Awesome.
Thank you.
And I heard your parties are really fantastic. And I was thinking this morning how spring, we have our holidays during the spring, and spring is new life, and it's the beginning, and Therese now grows things. So all her things are going to now spring out. And so it's a beautiful time of year. I just want everyone to know that when I do my ending of the meeting, I cannot help it, but I think of Erika. Don't ask me why. I think that you're reading the same thing as me. I get everything off of Facebook, so let's just go for it. Every morning you have two choices. You can go back to sleep and dream, or get up and catch your dreams. And this is how we're concluding this month's meeting. You know that you are over 30 when you now clean your house to the music that you used to get drunk to.
That's very funny.
So with that, I want everybody to have a great month. It is spring. The sun is shining. I do want to go to the hatchet throwing thing. I think we all should go because I think it'll get out a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, a lot of the corona buildup of having to stay in your house. Get vaccinated because Sharon said so. Even if you had COVID and have antibodies. Drink Gatorade because I know that it really does work. If anybody has anything that they want to add or say, we have another 2 minutes, but at 2 minutes, we're going to end the meeting because that's
I
what
just
we
want to
do.
say one thing, Ivy, before we because a lot of women don't know this, and those of you that haven't gotten your COVID shot yet, do not get a mammogram for at least 3 months after you get your shot, because you will, because sometimes it inflames the lymph nodes and you'll get a false.
Did not know that.
False.
I did not know that. Thank you.
Yeah, so a lot of women, I don't know why they don't tell women that, but yeah, so wait at least 3 months or check with your doctor. I'm not a doctor, I only play one on TV, so.
To be honest with you, Sharon, we had in a different meeting, we had a, we were supposed to have a nurse show up, but she didn't. And so she answered questions and she actually said that.
Okay, good.
That was one of the things.
Yeah, a lot of women don't know that. So
I didn't know until then. I was, it's all about me. So I'm just consumed with this antibody thing.
Ivy, where are those answers to those questions that didn't happen?
I emailed them. You didn't get it?
I'll have to look, but
you know what? I'll just re-email it. That's
Okay.
not a problem. Yeah.
Right,
And if
great.
anybody wants the answers, let me know because I have a list of questions and answers, and that wound up to be a great meeting. But we still needed the answers. And then after I asked all the questions, I was like, oh, I have more questions. So it doesn't really matter. We'll always have questions, but get vaccinated because my neighbor is a nurse and she said so too. So it's not just Sharon. Pfizer, Israel has some kind of something with Pfizer. So Pfizer's really good. Moderna, my husband lived through Moderna and my sister lived through J&J because she had to take
Me too.
J&J.
All done.
Yeah, because of her allergies. So if you are allergic to anything in the Moderna and the Pfizer, you have the J&J option. They're all good. So that's it. I love everybody. Have a great month and we'll see you next month. And the speaker to race next month is?
Oh, you know what? I don't have it in front of me.
It's a mystery. So look out for the emails and it will be here.
I should have had that. I had everything else ready to go.
It will be somebody. I promise somebody will be speaking. And if you decide to be a sponsor for Athena, which is all women related, that Ocean First sign could be yours. So
Ivy, Micheal just hopped on. Micheal, are you there?
Oh, you know what? I thought it was Micheal at first.
Oh, it's Micheal Gibson.
Oh, sorry.
Hi, we're about to wrap up, but why don't you just quickly do your 30 seconds?
For some reason, I thought the meeting started at 9:30. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. You must have hit the same construction that the other
Heidi did, yeah.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
That's okay. If you want to just quickly introduce yourself.
Yeah, Micheal Gibson from Seaview Orthopaedics. Apparently, I can't tell time, so I'll work on that. I'm actually looking for a marketing rep for the practice. So if anyone knows of anyone that's looking, it is a little more entry level. So just keep me in mind if you heard of, if you know of anyone that's looking.
Oh, you know what? I'm glad that you came on. My assistant gave notice. We're looking too for an assistant for me, entry level. So if anybody knows, I'm going to post it on, I think I posted it on the chamber thing. I posted on
the network page, Micheal, on the chamber network page. Put it there so people can keep their eyes and ears open for you.
Okay, perfect.
Knows anybody?
Are you saying something, Beatrice? No? Yeah, okay.
All right. Well, now, see, it was good that you came on because it reminded me. I forgot. I won't forget next Monday, that's for sure. So anyway, everybody still have a great month. We'll see you next month, the first Tuesday of the month. And
See you
Bye,
then.
everyone. Oh, and
right.
I won't be on the next meeting. I'm sorry. I'll be away. Sorry about that.
get you back, and that's it. It's a tease.
No, but
Now-
it's good to be back.
The mystery will be whether or not I'm vaccinated by then. You'll just have to come back in June. All right. Take
Have a
care.
great day, everybody.
It's great to be back. Great to
Bye.
see everybody.
All right,
Bye.
Toni will connect. Okay.